Now let us discuss the literary devices that are used by the poet in this particular poem. We take it stanza wise. So on the cardboard, on the word cardboard, there is usage of metaphor. It refers to the photograph. It is metaphoric of the photograph. There is also usage of alliteration. Murmur sound is being repeated on my mother's. Yes, murmur sound, M sound is repeated. And you also have enjambment here. Enjambment is a figure of speech when a sentence is continued without a punctuation mark. And you can find that in this particular sentence, the first two lines. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling. You don't have, any kind of punctuation being used after was. So here you find enjambment as a figure of speech. Enjambment, it is mostly used when the poet wants to show her overwhelming or overbrimming or overflowing emotions. So there are no pauses or punctuations in between because the emotions are so overbrimming that the poet doesn't use any punctuations or pauses in between. So that figure of speech is called enjambment. And looking at the condition of the poet, how much nostalgic and how much melancholic she was feeling for losing her mother, one can actually understand why she has structured the poem in such a manner. Now we move on to the second stanza. Again, we have alliteration, that is the repetition of the same consonant sound. In the first line itself, stood still, sir, smile, and also on smile. Okay, so sir, sound is being repeated, consonant sound is repeated time and again. Then on terribly transient feet, we have the usage of transferred epithet. Transferred epithet is a word which is mostly an adjective, okay? A word or a phrase expressing a quality of a person or something, something or some person, okay? So here, you can see that when the poet says, the poet kind of qualifies the feet of these girls on the beach, okay, as transient. She's using the adjective transient over here to tell us about the changing life of human beings, right? So that's why these kind of figures of speech where we kind of use an adjective to imply a greater idea, okay, that is called transferred epithet. Now, in this particular stanza, you have the usage of oxymoron. Oxymoron is a figure of speech where two contradictory words are put together, and the two contradictory words that we see the poet using over here is labored and ease to describe the sense of loss felt by the poet. Now we see here, see this, observe this, labored and ease. Now labored means something which is very painful, and ease means to do it very easily. So on one hand, the poet is using the word labored, referring to hard work or maybe something which is very painful, and on the other hand, she is using the word ease, which is done very easily. So two very contradictory words are being used together to imply a common idea that we go through a lot of pain to have a relationship or to build a relationship. We invest so much of time, we give in so much of so much of emotions, so much of attachment towards it, but it is so easily taken away from us, okay? And at the end of the day, you have to also easily settle down with this reality. Why? Because you are helpless enough. You are a mere mortal, a human being who is helpless enough to fight against nature. Okay, so that idea is being portrayed or articulated in this last line. And here, on in the last stanza, on silences, we again see usage of alliteration. Okay, alliteration is being used to tell us that the mother, okay, has been silenced through her death, and the daughter is silenced again because of the sense of losing her mother. So both of them are silenced in the end. Okay, and there is a lot of pain and sense of loss or a sense of nostalgia that comes with it. Okay, so the poem is actually constructed on the lines of a lot of nostalgia and melancholy of losing one's near and dear ones, and at the same time it kind of makes us reflect towards the realities and philosophy of life, that life is very fickle. It is very very fickle, and someday we all need to die, we all need to give up our lives, right? And we are at the mercy of nature, okay, and destiny. This is the philosophy. This is a very very one would say a very spiritual thought with which the poet ends this particular poem. Now, because the poem has a lot many spiritual, one would say spiritual connotations, it has a lot many philosophical connotations, which may sound a little bit heavy to all of you. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding the poem, regarding the literary devices, the new literary devices that we have learned, you can always message me. Okay, message me personally and ask about it whenever you feel like, and I will be also sending you a teaching methodology and a worksheet with this. So kindly do the worksheet and make sure that your submissions are made on time. Okay, so I'll see you with another video lecture. So till that time, bye bye.